Hello viewers, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Again welcome on my channel Cambridge eCampus. In fact, I was receiving many queries particularly for the introduction of IGCSE. In fact, many students are of course moving to O levels. That's why they were concerned about what is IGCSE. So that's why I made a short video about the introduction of IGCSE. It hopefully guide to the parents as well as to the teachers as well as especially to the students. Let's start. IGCSE stands for International General Certificate of Secondary Education, and it is a 2 year program leading to externally set, marked and certificated examination from the University of Cambridge. Any students who takes an IGCSE subject will be gaining a qualification that is recognized globally. Cambridge IGCSE was first examined in June 1988 and its coaching started in 1986. At the same time, GCSE was also introduced in UK. As far subject concern, IGCSE is offering over 70 subjects in the following fields like creative and professional subjects, English language and literature subjects, humanities and social sciences. There are a lot of language subjects, same lot of mathematical skill subjects and lot of science subjects. So this is like very common combination that is offering in Pakistan. The first combination is engineering, that in IGCSE student will select these five major subjects: English, math, physics and chemistry, computer science. Same on the other side, if the student is going on the medical side, the candidate will select English, math, physics, chemistry, bio. And if the student will be going on the business field, the candidate will select English, math, accounting, economics and business studies. And as you know, if somebody is doing O level in Pakistan, of course he would be opting Islamiyat, Pakistan study and Urdu. As for the grades concerned, IGCSE grades varies and its ranges are from highest A star and the lowest is G grade. So A star and G grade is the grading criteria, and this is offering over 145 countries, and there are 6,000 schools registered under University of Cambridge, and almost each year 800,000 Cambridge IGCSE are awarded A star to G grades by Cambridge every year. This is very important. IGCSE core and extended. What is core and what is extended? As you know, every child has different abilities in learning, so there is a choice between core and extended papers in some IGCSE subjects. Remember, not all subjects. In some IGCSE subjects, I will discuss later on who are these lucky subjects that are offering core as well. So this allows teacher to decide on the most appropriate level of papers for their students. Of course, if the student is little bit weak, definitely he should appear in core subjects. If the student is good academically, then he should go to the extended option. So let's start. See the core curriculum. What is this? Core curriculum in each subject is within the ability range of a large majority of students. It provides a full review of the subject and is targeted at students expected to achieve grade C to G. So you should be clear, if someone is taking core curriculum of the required subject, he would be getting maximum C and the lowest grade boundary is G. So what is extended? Extended curriculum is made up of the core curriculum and the supplement topics, means some additional topics are added to make extended curriculum. It has been designed for most academically strong candidates. It is targeted those expected to achieve A star to E. The supplement describes extra topics or depth which must be added to the core curriculum to produce the extended curriculum. Students do not need to enter for the same level of curriculum in all subjects. You know, IGCSE has given this relaxation. If someone is weak, let's suppose in math, so he can opt the core math as compared to the other subjects, and other subjects he can opt the extended. So it is not conditioned from the Cambridge side that you will opt the same stage in all subjects. Just see the grade boundary of core curriculum and extended curriculum. Core curriculum, of course, we already discussed, the highest is C and the lowest is G. But same if you take the extended curriculum of the same subject, the highest is A star and the lowest is E. So remember, if you are taking extended curriculum of any subject, so the lowest boundary is E grade. And in core subject, if someone is below the G, that is considered as undergraduate, and same if someone is E in extended curriculum, that candidate would also be considered as undergraduate. So these are some rules you should be very clear, and these are very important. The certificates of results will not indicate core or extended. That is very good thing for the candidate. Of course, when the candidates would be getting the certificate, it would be not written that it is extended or core. But definitely you should know the grade boundary in each cases. Where subjects are not offered at core and extended, then candidates are eligible for the full range of grades. As I already discussed, some subjects have extended and the Cambridge has made core, and the some subject that is not been offered as a core subject. So of course, if someone subject has no core option, then the highest grade would be A star and the lowest would be G. But if some subjects has core and extended, then you should be clear, if somebody is taking that extended subject, the highest is A star and the lowest is G. So you should be very clear about the core and extended rules as well. CI does recommend prior knowledge for many of the subjects, as I have indicated in the table. You will see in the next slide. Please consult the particular syllabus for more information as what prior knowledge is expected. Means some subjects you must having some prior knowledge to start this subject, and some subjects are okay, like you can easily start, you don't need any prior knowledge. So let's start. These are those subjects that IG is offering core as well as extended option. So it is very good, if some student is weak, you can refer him for the core curriculum, and if someone is academically strong, then you can refer him extended. So bio, yes, very important. Bio has both option, core and extended. Chemistry, same, has both option, extended and core. English as a second language, yes, it is very interesting. It has both option, core and extended. And same math, yes, math is the most difficult subject. Many students used to feel confusion in mathematics, so that is very good. Math is also offering in the core as well as extended. Same, there is another math subject and its code is 0607. It is international mathematics, that is also offered in core and extended. Physics, very good, it is also offered in core and extended. Social science combined, it is also offered in both, and same science coordinated. So these are those subjects that have both option, core and extended. If some student is thinking that he or she is weak either in physics, either in bio, either in chemistry, either in mathematics, so that candidate has this option, the candidate can go for the core option. But if some student is good, then definitely he or she should move to the extended option. So these are those subjects, they have only extended option, no core option, mean there is no relaxation, and you can easily get A star to G. So accounting, no core option. Business studies, no core option. Economics, no core option. EM, no core option. Global perspectives, it is also very high demanding subject that is rising nowadays, so same, it has no core option. And I will discuss in last equivalency, mean when you are going to get equivalent certificate from IBCC, Inter Board of Chairman Committee, and you show your Cambridge exam of IGCSE, and definitely you will get Pakistani marks. What is the criteria about this thing? So if you see, Pakistani marks are converted like this. A star is considered 90 marks, A is considered 85 marks, B is considered 75, C is 65, D is 55, and E is 45. And below E, this is ungraded, you should be clear, and IBCC does not give you equivalency on it right now, because before June 2010 it was accepted, but now unfortunately it is not accepted. So you should be clear, you have to achieve at least E grade to pass the exam to get the Pakistani marks equivalency. So it is like simple slab, and you can see if somebody is getting A star in all its 8 subjects of IGCSE, so how these marks would be converted into Pakistani marks. So you can see A star is considered 90 marks, so total 8 subjects marks would be 720, and 720 you got out of 8 subjects. So how do you get the final marks? Because as you know, IBCC will give you the certificate on complete 900 marks. So 720 divided by 800 into 900, you will get 810. So you will get 810 marks in IBCC. And at last, if you have any query regarding IGCSE grading or subject option, feel free to comment below or direct. You can WhatsApp me. My mobile number is here. If you have any query, honestly, for asking anything about, you can truly ask. Thank you so much. Jazakallah.